Hey y'all! Since the early access launch of inZOI, we've gotten a few hotfix patches back to back, and we're gonna go over the major ones today, especially since a lot of you are not part of the Discord channel, so you might have missed the patch notes. Also, I've seen a few comments on some of my videos indicating that you may have missed some major news, such as those covered in the official roadmap, so let's go over those as well. And before I get into the patch notes, don't forget to like the video since that helps my small channel out immensely. Also, another way to support me as a creator at no cost to you is using my creator code within the game itself. You'll also get a really cute t-shirt for your Zoys when you do. Regardless, as always, I appreciate you just for being here. Now, let's dive right in. First, the hotfix patches. So I'll only go over the major ones since launch, starting with the patch date April 1st, 2025. So they've adjusted the lifespan rule so that now only Zoys in senior age groups may now pass away naturally. So according to the dev team, previously, Zoys could die of natural causes at relatively early ages based on realistic probabilities. I actually had a child die during my playtesting in early March with no explanation given as to why she passed away, so it was kind of shocking for me. So now I'm wondering if she died of natural causes due to this realistic probability they were using. In any case, the team has rethought this idea, saying even though having realism is important in the game, they also believe it's just as important for creators to have time to bond with their characters and fully immerse themselves in their stories. So with that in mind, they've updated the lifespan rules, so now you can spend more time with your Zoys. Only senior Zoys will have that percentage chance of passing away of natural causes. Also, please note that this change only applies to newly created Zoys via new game. It does not affect existing save files or Zoys already in progress, so don't be too surprised if one of your younger Zoys suddenly passes away on an already in progress game save. If you didn't save your Zoy as a preset during character creation in Kaz or Create a Zoy, don't forget to upload your character to Canvas. That way, if they do pass away before their time, you can always download them back into your game via Canvas. Their relationships and experiences will be gone, but at least it's the same character and you have a chance to start over with them again. Now for the April 4th update, and this one I'm really excited about. This one's huge, at least in my opinion, since it's something a lot of you have been asking for a while now. They've added an age adjustment feature. That's right, we can finally have the ability to turn off aging. If you now go into game options, then simulation, you'll now see this beautiful feature to turn off aging. Yep, you heard me right. We can finally have eternal life in inZOI. You can select to turn off aging for your Zoys and or the other Zoys in the city. They've also changed the sleep cycle for Zoys so they don't sleep excessively. In their notes, they said sleep patterns were originally designed to reflect real-life behavior, such as sleeping in when tired. However, this level of realism caused friction with the game's time flow. Sleep duration has now been reduced for smoother gameplay. Another major update, they've slowed the rate of karma change. The patch notes indicate karma changes from autonomous actions were occurring too rapidly, leading to frequent mood swings. For example, sudden anger or aggression. They've adjusted the pace for more stable and predictable behavior. Further improvements are planned so Zoys act more naturally based on context, and karma will gradually influence more aspects of life. They've also advised for now, try adjusting civic consciousness and karma values in the city edit menu for better control. They've also fixed an issue where relationship points were accumulating too quickly. Relationship progression was previously accelerated to encourage bonding. Based on player feedback though, they've slowed progression for families under direct control. And since this may not suit all gameplay styles, they said you could just further adjust the relationship values in the city edit menu as needed. And now I really love this update. They've improved behavior, so Zoys now eat food immediately after cooking it. I've mentioned this so many times on my live streams. You actually have them cook a meal and they can be completely starving, and yet they'll put the meal down on the table and they won't eat it. They'll actually go back to the fridge and select themselves like a quick meal, and they'll eat that instead. So I'm super glad they fixed this behavior. And apparently there was also a bug with childbirth where the give birth interaction would not proceed when the interaction queue was full. Also, they had some visuals for pregnancy on certain body shapes that was not showing correctly, so they fixed that as well. And they fixed a bug where Zoe couldn't even give birth if she got divorced during the pregnancy phase. There were also a few other minor fixes for this patch update, but I feel like these were the major ones. And now I want to also cover the 2025 roadmap, as I keep seeing some comments asking for things that are already planned for. To start off, as many of you already know because you've bought the game, the early access launch pricing is only $39.99 US. I find that insanely fair for all the content we're getting. Not just that, but Director K-Jun has promised us free DLC during the entire early access timeframe. Now, we don't know how long early access is gonna last, and I don't think they do either at this point. They want to make sure the game is ready for official release before taking that next step. Director Ki-jun has been from the beginning very modest and humble, and the first to admit that inZOI is still in its baby stage and needs a lot of improvement and game content added before it can advance to that next stage. With that aside, let's go over the key changes we expect this year. Coming in May, they'll be providing a mod kit release with Maya and Blender plugins. They want to make the game as mod friendly as possible, so I'm glad they're providing this for the modding community. And also, I'll be providing mod news as well as testing some out, so stay tuned for that. Changes to weight and muscle adjustment so you can see an actual difference in body composition when you work out. That's fantastic. In-game cheat codes, relationship improvements, adoption system, really pleased with that one, build mode improvements and new furniture, create a Zoe improvements. For all of you players that did not play The Sims, where we normally call this cast or create a sim, a lot of us have been referring to the character creator as Kaz or create a Zoe. Just wanted to add that clarification. And we'll be getting more outfit updates as well. And then moving on to August. This update will include pools and finally swimming. So far, no mention of swimming in the oceans of Bliss Bay, but perhaps that's something that can be added later if we continue to ask for it. Also, we'll be getting basements in build mode. Ghosts. I have a whole video covering ghosts and what that entails, so check that out if you haven't already. But finally we'll be getting ghosts, and we'll be able to play as a ghost trying to achieve better karma to be able to move on. Remember also, you can turn off ghosts completely in City Edit for those of you that don't want ghosts in your game. We'll be getting more resources for City Edit. They didn't specify exactly what yet. Also, AI build mode features. They've mentioned using AI to automatically build, for those of us that lack architecture skills, i.e. me. So I'm not sure if this is what they were referring to here, but hopefully August is when we get that. We'll also be getting freelancer jobs, improvements to text messages and skills. I know they are working on free response text messages, so I'm really hoping that might be coming as part of this improvement, but I'm not sure. I don't have that information. Parenting improvements. Fantastic for those of us that enjoy family gameplay. They also mentioned that August 8th is International Cat Day, and that's the day they plan to add a cat-themed island city to the game. That's the third major city we've been waiting for. Kasingkyu is the name now. It's previously known as Kahea, which is the Indonesian-inspired island city. We can't wait to see what that looks like. And then come October, we'll finally have family trees implemented. Holiday customization. In build mode, we'll finally be able to adjust object sizes. We really need this for the 3D printed objects we create. And new furniture again. Moving homes UI improvements. Even more CAS improvements added. And even more mod updates. And then come December, memory system. They've talked about this before for all the Zoes in the city, so hopefully that's still the case. This will dramatically improve storytelling in the game. We'll also get the ability to move between cities. So many of us have been asking for this, so that one's coming in December. Improved interaction responses based on traits, even more build mode improvements, and even more new furniture. And again, more CAS improvements, and even more new outfits. More mod updates, indoor temperature effects. We have outdoor temperature effects, and now we'll have indoor as well for that added realism. So in general, they plan to add new clothing and build mode updates every 3 months. They also mentioned the roadmap might be tweaked here and there, so definitely subject to change based on our feedback. So they're continuing to stay dedicated to the player and listening to our suggestions for improvements. We'll continue to have that relationship with the developers. And to address multiplayer, they're looking at different ways to do this on a smaller scale, but they're really looking for guidance from players on how they really want multiplayer to work out. They had an example of multiplayer limited to one location in the game, such as inviting someone to your house in-game, so it's just limited to that one area, so it's more contained and would make it easier to implement. And if they do that, I'll definitely update you on that. But there's no further info on this so far and no promises just yet. And they're working on other little details such as the ability to take family photos, continuing to improve motion capture and driving in the game. And they're continuing to complete the 13 languages they have so far in the game. They're also very much aware for the request to add Turkish to the game. So hopefully once they complete the original 13 languages, they may add those additional languages that are being asked for. And they said they're researching automatic building in the game using AI. As I mentioned before, I'm not sure if that's what's included in the August timeframe, so we'll have to wait and see. And they're refining the reflection and mirrors. I know there's been a lot of tweaking so far. I mean, look at this here. This looks amazing. They've also addressed occults, or what they're calling fantasy elements, and they said they'll definitely consider adding them once they're done with early access time period. So big win there. In the meantime though, you can pretty much create an occult you'd like with a combination of the 3D printer, the ability to turn off aging now, and using the color wheel in CAS. I mean, I created this alien here as part of the What's Your inZOI Story challenge, and he turned out to be a lot of fun. He's since gotten married to a human and had a baby that's taken features from both parents. So I mean, there's a lot you can do already in the game. Using your own imagination, you can create any situation in this game. It's been a lot of fun so far, and there's so much to come. I'm really looking forward to the future of this game. Just a reminder, if you're experiencing a bug in-game, you can report it via their official inZOI support center. I'll have the website listed on the screen here. Also, I'll provide the link in the description of this video for easy access. Make sure you report all the bugs. That's the whole point of early access. The game's not done. There's a lot to be fixed within it as they add more content and adjust what's already in it. So do your part and report the bugs so they can fix them. Well guys, I'll keep you updated with news as it comes out as always. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video because that really helps my channel, and also consider subscribing to my newly created Twitch channel as well. I stream on both YouTube and Twitch, and I'd love to chat with you real time. We have a lot of fun goofing off in the game. Well friend, thank you for watching, and I'll see you real soon. Stay safe, stay happy, and as always, enjoy!